Hello, my name is Diane May, and I have the privilege of serving as the Executive Director of Cancer Services of Northeast Indiana. Today it is my privilege to do one of the things I enjoy most about my job, and that is to honor some of the amazing volunteers we have at our organization. Last year we celebrated our 75th anniversary, and we are only here as an organization doing so much and helping so many people in our community because volunteers and donors choose to support us. And one of the individuals that has come to mean so much to our organization and to me personally is a gentleman named Tom Horton. We're here tonight to honor Tom as the 2020 Champion of Hope honoree. Tom is an attorney here in town. He is a survivor of cancer multiple times. He has been a volunteer in other organizations throughout our community. He is a husband, a father, a grandfather, a kind man, and a community leader. We are so happy to have him as part of the Cancer Services family. Tom joined our organization in 2003 as a board member and has been serving on and off since that time. He has chaired our board. He led the capital campaign in 2007 and 2008, which helped us raise nearly $3 million to purchase the building that we're currently in to serve people. Tom's been part of the strategic planning of our organization on 3 different occasions. He brings his experience, his knowledge, his passion, his thoughtfulness to that process to help build a stronger organization so that we're here and ready to help people in whatever way they need to be helped.
I feel so privileged to be here to talk about Tom. I've known Tom for about 20 years. We met at the Y. We were in a group of 15 people at the time that ran every day at lunchtime. And it was on one of those runs that I told Tom that I had been diagnosed with breast cancer. He opened up and with such candor and honesty told me his story. And I can't tell you how comforting that was. He's handled everything with such grace. He was willing to provide comfort to me because I was scared. And through his whole cancer journey, he has been very positive, never complained, and he and Linda have both been looking toward the future.
It's my privilege to be his oncologist because in my entire 39 years, I haven't come across like Tom. He had the strong will and tenacity to handle this chronic, difficult disease. I'm being very honest. Just haven't found a person like him. We always had a very open communication. It's very unusual I come across a patient like this where every decision was shared between him and me. And we sit down and have open discussion about treatment options, and at the end of the day, a decision was completely shared mutually between us.
While we were talking, he spoke about Cancer Services, and I think we got talking about it because I was talking about my mom. And that she came out to Cancer Services to look for wigs when she was sick. He ended up arranging a tour, and I came out here with Tom and met Diane and the staff and got a tour of the facility. It was the old facility at the time. But I was taken back, although not really surprised, at Tom's passion for the organization and his commitment to helping people with cancer. At his core, he wants to help people, and his drive to serve is really incredible. And I think that's you can see that at Cancer Services. He's had such dedication to this organization, and because he's experienced it, he can help people even more.
So I couldn't think of any better person than Tom for this award. I congratulate him wholeheartedly for him to receive this award.
He is the consummate gentleman. In all the times that we were running in the group and talking, I have never once heard him say any unkind word about anyone or pass any sort of judgment. He builds people up and encourages them. You feel better about yourself when you're with Tom, and more than one time I'd be down in the dumps or something, and he just makes you feel better. I think with the tone of his voice and just the way he is. I don't know how he does that, but he does it every time, and it makes it a joy to be around him. I think we all have this little inner circle of people that we think are incredibly special. You just know they are everything that you admire and respect. When their name is said in public, everybody goes, "Oh, yeah, I love them." He is one of those people. He is in my little sphere of very, very special people because of who he is. And there is no one that I think deserves this award more.
For Tom, being an advocate is part of who he is. And when you speak with Tom, you feel that personal connection. He listens and hears you in a way that few others do that. It's a gift. It's part of who Tom is. And we are so fortunate that he has chosen to share that gift with this organization and all the people connected to it. Tom is an advocate, and that makes him a champion of hope.
Thank you. I'm very surprised, touched, and honored to be presented with this award. It's been a privilege to serve as a volunteer of Cancer Services. We have approximately 500 volunteers every year who serve our organization. So I'm really accepting this on behalf of all of our volunteers. If you're listening or watching this virtual presentation, I'm expecting you have what I'm going to call a heart for cancer. We know that every family has been touched by cancer. We all have either loved ones or friends that have been diagnosed with cancer, and we've watched their cancer journey. Some of us have been diagnosed with cancer. Several years ago, I still remember just like it was yesterday, I remember when the doctor looks you in the face, tells you have cancer. I remember the chill that goes down your back. Then you look to your loved one. I look to Linda next to me and tells the same reaction. I even remember that evening we had the diagnosis confirmed, and I think we had a stiff upper lip, but we literally went to bed that night, and then we just cried and hugged each other together where the impact really hit us of having cancer. And in my case, it was stage 4 lymphoma. I still remember like it was yesterday when you sit in a bed or a chair and the chemo is going to be dripped into you. You wonder what that's going to feel like. And I still remember, even as a guy, I took a drug called adriamycin. It's called the Red Devil, and they tell you you're going to lose your hair, and they tell you you're going to lose your hair so many days later. Into that very day, lost my hair. Happened to be in a hospital bed at Parkview because I was having some complications from a port, and I still remember the feeling of putting your fingers up in your head, and your hair just won't stay in your head anymore, and it just melts away, ends up on the floor, and people sweep it up. To those of you who are listening or watching this virtual presentation today, if for some reason you're not familiar with our organization, please go on the website and look at all the very valuable and meaningful services we give to cancer patients and their families. We're a very unique organization, really somewhat unique in the United States, we've learned. I think we've even learned that we're, as best we know, we're the second oldest organization in the United States of our type. If you're a fellow volunteer, Thank you for your heart for cancer. If you're one of the many corporate and other sponsors of this virtual presentation and all of our events through the years, thank you for having a heart for cancer. If you're one of the many individuals who's given us financial support, thank you for your heart for cancer. We've also been blessed with a lot of late and through the years with a lot of bequests, and we thank those families for having a heart for cancer. As we go forward, let's all continue to work together to serve cancer patients and their families. Thank you.